I walk through the fields where the air smells of soil and water. Between the whispering grasses, a stream glimmers in the sunlight, cold, clear, and ancient. Its source lies high in the mountains, but its secret life unfolds here, beneath the surface. At first glance, the stones and roots beneath the stream seem ordinary. But when I look closer, I find carpets of living green and crimson. These are Fontanellus antipyretica, the common water moss, and its red-tinted relatives from the genera Drepanocladus and Calliergon. Unlike aquatic mosses that grow underwater, these thrive right at the water's edge, drawing moisture from the mist and soil, forming miniature forests on the banks. Their leaves are tiny, overlapping scales that trap dew and fine droplets from the stream spray. This adaptation allows them to survive both wet and dry cycles, a perfect balance between water and air. Their presence stabilizes the soil, prevents erosion, and supports a hidden web of life, from bacteria to microworms. Standing here, beside this living carpet of moss, I realize that even the smallest corners of nature hold entire worlds. The damp air hums with unseen life, each drop of water carrying a story of survival and adaptation. The stream flows on, ancient, patient, eternal, and life in all its scales continues to explore. Under the microscope, this hidden ecosystem comes alive. Each moss leaf appears like a translucent shield, and between its veins, a minute worm-like creature moves gently, feeding on microscopic debris and organic matter. It might be a midge larva or an oligochaete worm, a quiet resident of this tiny world, invisible to the naked eye. And as I walk along the stream, watching the dance of water and light, I realize that discovery never ends. The world beneath the surface is infinite, and we have only just begun to see.
As I move along the stream, I realize that every pool, every patch of moss represents a system of life we barely understand. Beneath the surface, nature's complexity continues, silent, precise, and infinite.
In the quiet heart of the valley, just beyond the bend of the river, lies a pond that seems almost alive. It breathes through the rhythm of the ripples. It feeds from the river and gives back to it. Here, the water pauses to think, to grow, to create life. Every droplet that flows here carries the story of mountains and clouds. By the time it reaches this pond, it has gathered minerals, spores, and microscopic travelers, seeds of new worlds. Beneath the calm surface, the pond reveals a different universe. Tiny crustaceans drift like stars in a slow galaxy. Algae weave green forests, and the sediments pulse with invisible life. Every grain of detritus here is a world in itself. Rotifers spin like living wheels, filtering the water and keeping this microcosm in balance. It is an unseen network of exchange, energy moving from sunlight to algae to insects to fish. Among the moss filaments, a small worm-like organism moves between the strands, a detritivore, feeding on decaying matter and microorganisms. It helps recycle nutrients, turning waste into the foundation of new growth. Microscopically,
The pond's water reveals rotifers, ciliates, and even small crustaceans, each with specialized movements and feeding structures. They form an invisible ecosystem, perfectly balanced through constant interaction.
This microcosm mirrors the larger world: predators, prey, decomposers, all connected by the flow of energy and matter. The pond breathes much like a living organism, regulating gases and nutrients through its biological processes.
And when the pond overflows, it returns its living gift to the river, a stream of life flowing onward. From mountain to cloud, from drop to sea, the cycle of creation continues quietly, endlessly.